Hi, Kit.
Hi.
Yeah, this is Prince of Songkhla University,
Uh-huh.
and I teach a class in coastal tourism management here.
Okay.
So let's go on in and see the background of this cleanup that we're going to be doing.
Yeah, that would be
Yeah,
great.
come on and meet the students.
We don't often see Thailand's environmental hero, John Gray, away from the sea caves and his kayaks. So we paid a visit to Prince of Songkhla University to see what our favorite caveman crusader gets up to out of the water.
So this is a coastal tourism management class, and these kids are all going to be tourism managers one day, and they're learning the concepts of a well-planned coastline and a well-managed coastline from environmental standpoint.
This is the first year John Gray has been teaching a course in the Tourism Management degree program. And as part of their curriculum, John arranged a trip out to some of the nearby islands to gain some first-hand practical experience in some key issues concerning the effective management of Thailand's fragile coastal environment.
This is the opening of the Phang Nga Bay cleanup that we're going to do on January 13th.
We were invited by John and his students to join them on the first day of the week-long Phang Nga Bay cleanup, which was initiated by John to help bring awareness to the problems facing the bay from discarded rubbish and pollution.
Okay, I'd like to welcome everybody on board today for the first day of the Phang Nga cleanup, Phang Nga Bay cleanup. We're going to go out and look for some rubbish around the bay. The National Park's already done a lot of pickup, so thank you to them for being stimulated by our presence out here. It doesn't really matter who picks up the trash as long as it's out of the water. So let's go out and see what we can find.
So why have you chosen Phang Nga Bay to do the clear-up?
Well, basically I've worked here for 20 years. I've watched Phang Nga Bay develop. When I first came here, we didn't even see another boat. And it was almost empty. We ran 3 years. We were the only company, and then the other companies started coming in, and then that's when the rubbish started coming along. But it isn't just from the Sea Canoes, it's from the James Bond Island tours and all of that. And I'm actually expecting the bay not to have that much rubbish right now, thanks to the National Park doing its job, but also because with the economic downturn, a lot of the cheap Charlie group tours aren't out here, and they don't get any briefings, and the companies don't know how to be environmental, so they just naturally have a lot of rubbish go over. But that volume has come down now, so that's a good thing actually. I'm into high quality, low volume tourism. I don't think we want 2,000 or 3,000 people a day in the caves. What we want is 500 people a day that really appreciate them. This is a very windy day. I also think that the wind might actually just blow the rubbish to Phi Phi Island, you know?
Yeah.
Because that's the only way that it can go today, which is a bad thing because then it's going to get out into the pelagic marine environment, and then whales will get it, and dolphins, and whale sharks, and a lot of animals that really shouldn't be eating plastic.
On our way out to some of the busier tourist islands, John spotted a small amount of rubbish on the water near the entrance to this popular sea cave. However, as John had suspected, the unusual strong wind sweeping in from the north had blown the surface debris out of the bay and towards the open sea. We chose then to direct our efforts towards the beaches near James Bond Island, and in keeping with his philosophy of community-based tourism, he had invited some of the local fishermen to join his team of eco-guides and dedicated environmental stewards.
Okay, our guide team today is from Klong Kien. Now these guys sat there for 20 years and watched all the boats come from Phuket to make money out of their bay. So what we decided is we're going to take a team of guides and train them to be sea kayak guides. So the guys on the trip today are actually from Phang Nga Bay, and I really want you to work with them tie to tie and tell them how enthusiastic you are about cleaning up marine rubbish, about having tourism sites that are beautiful and keep bringing people back and sustainable. All the stuff that you've learned in university that are the positive things, here's a chance for you to help get that back out to the guys actually living in the village.
After a quick lesson in paddling from head guide Kun San, students, volunteers and guides boarded their kayaks and headed over to the sheltered island to see if there was any rubbish in need of a new home. Sadly, our small group certainly was not going home empty-handed. A staggering amount of accumulated garbage was found hidden behind this tiny beach, which is a popular lunch stop for tours heading to James Bond Island.
You getting some good shots today?
So, did you expect to find so much rubbish here in such a small beach?
No. It's unbelievable because there are lots of garbage here. And I think one day we cannot collect it all.
Yeah.
And I think we have a little number of people who will collect. I think there should be more people care about it.
So why do you think it's important that we're here today collecting the rubbish?
I think because Phuket is in Phuket and Phang Nga there is the tourist destination, so rubbish is important because we have to keep this because that we do tourism, so the clean is the factors that is really important. We have to keep the cleans, and when the tourists come and people will see, wow, Thailand is so beautiful because it's clean.
Yeah.
Oh yeah.
There's hundreds and hundreds of people just stop here, bai tiao, have a picnic, have a campfire. We're going to have to come back on another day with shovels and get all of this because there's just too much broken glass to safely remove everything. Okay, Chirat, we're in the shadow of James Bond Island. These are from lunch stops, people coming over here and having a bai tiao lunch. We're 200 meters from James Bond Island right here.
After removing 12 bags of refuse in a single morning from this one small beach, we had barely made an impact on this treasure trove of trash which had been dumped here. And John and the students left the island with heavy hearts. However, back on the boat, spirits were raised again as our favourite big monkey, Ling Yai, took his charges out to experience the stunning beauty of Phang Nga Bay from the kayaks before we all headed home.
Despite the apparent drop in tourist numbers this season, Phang Nga Bay's popularity is sure to bounce back. And in preparation for the tourists flocking once again to these islands, it's reassuring to see that Phuket is taking some real steps towards a sustainable future in tourism.
Now, who here hasn't been on the Starlight trip yet?
Back on the boat, the students showed their appreciation for their teacher and mentor with a special song to celebrate the 64th birthday of Thailand's original eco-ambassador.
Okay, I will say first, happy birthday!
Okay, thank you.
And and thank you for give us opportunities for clean, and we learn a lot of things that we have to manage the environments, what happens in the tourist destinations. So thank you very well.
Oh, thank you. Okay. Oh, please, please, please.